The sugyas that we're handling, the sugya that I'm handling, that we've been handling at this gathering, we're learning the Parashas HaTorah. And to me, the Iker sugya, I want you to hear this message. I want you to this for 4 minutes. The sugya is, text it to your whole right after. The sugya avia that we're handling is the sugya of brotherhood, of brothers being together. It's tremendous part of the sugya of going to Mitzrayim. We went to Mitzrayim, Yosef HaTzadik was rejected, was sent, was sold, and the brothers, the unification, the coming together of the brothers, Ani Yosef, Hashemim Anachnu, and the unification of the brothers happens in Mitzrayim, through Mitzrayim, and the process of Mitzrayim. Part of the growth of our people is our people coming more together. And we've been handling a lot brotherhood, connection, relationship, people bonding. I want to talk for a few minutes about bonding. I want to share something about bonding that's important to me on the sugyas of brotherhood, of connection. I want to do everything's in the Torah. I'm coming from one place, you can come from any place. But the sugyas we're talking about are connection, relationship, brothers seeing each other, brothers noticing. We discussed how Yosef HaTzadik wasn't seen, and we asked, how didn't the brothers see Yosef? And I expressed that it was a little bit of a midah keneged midah. When he was with them, they didn't see his side. They didn't see his kedusha. And then Eureka, they don't notice it's him. They didn't see their brother. They didn't understand him. They didn't appreciate his light. And then Hashem took away the sight of their brother altogether. So the sugyas of seeing your brother, noticing your brother. I love discovering guys in yeshiva. Discover a guy as you could see everybody. I promise every guy here and every one of our people has a light that's crazy, that's nuts. Every once in a while you get a glimpse. You get like... I've said this story in yeshiva. There was a guy in yeshiva, very, very private here. He went through a very difficult life. We had a rabbit that lived on our campus for a long time. And early in the morning, I'm not usually here very early in the morning. I once was here pretty early, and behind the dining room, I was on a phone call, and I'm standing behind the dining room, and I caught this guy feeding. The rabbit was the biggest rabbit I ever saw in my life. Who here remembers the rabbit? Who here saw, Rebezi saw the rabbit? Anybody else ever saw the rabbit? Who was that? It was huge. This bacher was behind the dorm, behind the dining room, and he was feeding into the rabbit's mouth, cut up apples and was feeding the rabbit. And he told me that he does it every day. And he told me that usually, he said he tried feeding him carrots, but he likes apples better. Every day he would feed it. I was like crazy moved. He wasn't trying that anybody should catch him. If you want to do anything here that nobody's going to catch you, and you do it around 6, 7, it's after the night shift has gone to sleep and before the morning shift arrives. He had like the perfect time. He was feeding the rabbit. I was very, very moved by a person, a sensitive neshama, who like cared daily. He was feeding the rabbit. And even he found the rabbit's favorite food. Carrots, not as much. Apples, better. I was very moved. Now, people have a light from one end. We don't always see the light. And neshama is a big thing. It's a crazy... Our own neshamas, when we access little pieces, our neshamas are a big, big, powerful light that we can access more and more of our own souls. Learning to see each other, to notice our light, to notice others' light. These are the sugyas of brotherhood. I want to share an aspect of brotherhood. All the Shvatim, there's a unity. There are 2 of the Shvatim that are singled out in Parshas Vayechi, that they are brothers. They're a pair. And the 2 brothers are Shimon and Levi. Yaakov Avinu on his deathbed, he says about those 2, I picture this, shaking his head, Shimon and Levi Achim. You guys are brothers. They are a power. Shimon and Levi is a crazy force. It could be being a Levi that I'm like lean to shave at Levi. Shimon and Levi is a crazy force. Now they did some tough stuff with their force. They destroyed the whole city of Shechem, these 2 brothers. That's like a powerful unity, Shimon and Levi, specifically amongst all the Shvatim. There's a power called Shimon and Levi. they took down Shem, and they took Yosef HaTzadik, the one, and Rashi explains how we know, but Shimon and Levi Achim. Then he gives them Musar, by the way. Yaakov Avinu criticizes them, Ararapam. Well, you guys got to be more careful. But he also acknowledges Shimon and Levi Achim. You have a union, Shimon and Levi. Now, what is this secret to the union of Shimon and Levi? I don't know. I want to share something I saw in a beautiful sefer. I want to share this. It's a truth. And this, to me, is one of the secrets of relationships. I'll tell you, one year on Danny and Ellie's yard set, we were talking, the yeshiva had a meeting, a gathering about brotherhood, and Ezra Shulman spoke up. We were talking about unity and friendship. And Ezra Shulman said there's an elephant in the room. I remember he said there's an elephant. He said, everybody's saying friendship. There was a whole discussion on friendship. He said, Ezra Shulman, that the main thing to friendship is honesty, is the willingness to be open, the willingness to confront imperfections in ourselves. When we're young, you know how many guys, every human being carries secrets. They think they're going to die with them. Nobody's knowing this. I'm going to the grave with this one. The dark secrets of youth that we cover and bury, honestly, and then people in the space of facing, figuring out, being courageous, they build walls. They build a bravado, they build a fakeness. Yo, what's up? And you build something. Everything that you build, every cover blocks relationship and connection. If I am not connected to myself, I have presented something, I can't connect to you. Where I am and where I discover me and I'm safely me, we can actually meet and connect. Ironically, that wall that we build in youth, covering up things for good reason, we're not ready to share it yet, but the cover and the bravado we build disrupts relationship to others. And I want to express Shimon and Levi, who are the Spitz of brothers. I saw in a sefer, Levi means connection. Milava Malka, to be Milava somebody, the word Levi, Apam Yelava Liyishti, Levi means connection. Shimon is Sham Oven. Where there's sin, where there's weakness, where there's humility, where there's an admission of some frailty, Levi. Sham Oven Levi, Shimon Levi. The spitz of connection comes where I acknowledge, where I'm humble, where I'm willing to be vulnerable. I remember when Ezra Shulman, literally, was a whole discussion of friendship, and Ezra Shulman said, let's be honest, the real way of friendship is to be vulnerable, and it's difficult to be vulnerable, is to be weak, is to share, is to be in that space. I'm human. I have human emotion. I have human frailty. And where we're honest to be in that space, there we connect. Shimon, Levi. Sham Avan, there's a sin. There's frailty. There's weakness. Levi. Then there's connection. That's Shimon, Levi. That's what I saw in a sefer. The reality of that, the truth of that line, that where we are willing not to build a fake bravado, a fake wall, build something, and just the humbleness of we're frail and we have flaws and we have things that bother us and hurt us, and there where we acknowledge that and are present to that, there we're capable of connection and relationship. And when we build walls, two guys show up, each one hiding from the other. There's no connection. There's no relationship. We can't connect. We have presented something other than ourselves. So how would even the person connect to that? Even were they to connect to that, they're not connecting to me. They're connecting to that. But Sham Avan, where there's frailty, where I'm willing, that's Shimon Levi. That's what I saw in a sefer. I liked it a lot, that in the names contain the essence, Shema Garam. I like that in the names Shimon and Levi that represent connection, Achim, brotherhood, and unity is Sham Avan. Where there's frailty, Levi. Then you have connection. The word Levi means connection. Where there's frailty, where there's a willingness to be vulnerable. I think in the yeshiva, the last night is dramatic in the extent, but it really exists the whole year. To anybody who understands the yeshiva, In this room, the closeness on the last night of the year is freaky. A guy gets up and is vulnerable and shares details of his story, and to watch the chevra like walk up and connect and relate. A guy got up in yeshiva about, a guy got up 5 years ago in yeshiva, and at 3 in the morning, I remember what time it was. It was on an even. I believe it was 3 in the morning. I remember that it was the beginning of an hour. I think it was 3. The guy said that he lost his father. It's a guy in yeshiva. I'm not sharing something crazy. He said his father. What? No, years ago. 5 years ago. A guy described to us losing his father when he was a youngster, when he was 13 years old, and described that he wasn't ready to grieve. Described walls he put up and a persona he put up and things he did that were because he couldn't feel his own story and be present. And he asked the chevra that I want to grieve my father tonight. He started crying. He said, I want to mourn my father. He described his father. The place went up one after one to give him a hug, to give him a makim yanachem. The connection in the room was like freaky, of a guy who shared that he needs to grieve. He needs to share his loss. Years later, 5 years later from his loss, he said, I feel ready to grieve publicly. I've grieved privately, he said. I want to express, and told us about his father and what he lost. And the connection in the room was, it's interesting that years ago, Yats, what I used to do, I wanted to get as many people as possible to have a chance to speak. Guys want to speak. So I would rush the in-between the speeches. And I started chapping, like most things you rush through. Don't rush it, don't rush. Rush is rush. It's a good thing to slow down. A very good thing. Rev Geisler, our Rebbe, Rabbi Wisnicki is the spitz. He slows us down in a good way. Be present, don't rush. And in earlier years, I was rushing, like the last night, to get more speakers. Now I don't rush. This past year, I don't care, let's have 2 speakers. The afterwards, people hugging and connecting. A guy opened up, Shimon Levi. Where there's weakness, where there's a willingness to be weak, to be afraid, to have challenges, to not be perfect, Sham Oven Shimon Levi. There's connection. This past year we had much less speeches because the in-between was more important to me. If we couldn't get, we can't get. Kacha, oinus. But it was, what? After the guy spoke, when people run up to give him a hug, you were here. To me, that's crazy. Don't ever forget that picture, David. The picture after a guy's open, what was the unity like in the room after the guy's open? I don't think there's anything I've said like that in my life. The sense of we're with you, we're mamish with you in the deepest way. Guy opened up and there's a connection here. We're mamish behind you, support you, care about you, respect you. It's a very important picture to remember in our life. Shimon Levi. I've witnessed in my life guys share something with a tata or a mama that they were afraid for years to share. They sit down with a loved one and you see something that was such a source of fear. I can't say this, what's going to happen? And it's shared and a closeness gets a crazy closeness. Somebody who actually wants to support you, wants to be there. We're all very human. We could relate to humanness. And the guy opens up, Shimon, Levi. Shimon, Sham Oven, there's weakness, there's floor. Levi, Shimon and Levi. The picture of Achim, of unity. I want you to remember, if the word, I want you to remember, you could just remember your whole life, Shimon and Levi. Whenever you're carrying and you're afraid and you feel the need to build a wall and to put up something, maybe we could picture Shimon, Levi. 2 connection. What's the secret? Shimon. Shimon brings to Levi. And then you have Levi. So I wanted to share this idea of Shimon and Levi, the Achim, the brotherhood of 2 people that are willing to be humble, that are willing to be human, that are willing to be present. There you have Levi. So that's the first thing I wanted to share with the Chevra. The second thing I wanted to say, I've given a lot of thank yous to him. I don't want it to be, gratitude is a space. Gratitude's not cheap. When I was younger, Yats, so when I was younger, I had heard from Reb Miller something cool that I still believe in a lot. He said, before you bow maidim, think of something that you want to thank Hashem for. Don't waste the bow. So it was a cool thing once in a while before I would bow maidim. I would think of something to thank Hashem for. And you can imagine I would try to say things different. Shachris one thing, Mincha another, Ma'ariv, Shachris. Try to change it up. A new thing to thank. And there are endless things to thank Hashem for. It could be breakfast, lunch, supper. It could be every one of your different children. It could be your spouse. It could be your parents. It could be your neighbor. It could be athletic ability. It could be endless things to thank Hashem. Daily, we have a lot of things to thank Hashem. Reb Miller said not to waste the bow, so I would thank Hashem for different things. The guys here have changed my life. And I'm at a space trying to really get to know my inside and be more present to my inside. Today, when I remember, before I bow maidim, I don't ask myself, what do I want to be grateful for? I want to be grateful for everything. But I'm bowing now, what am I grateful for? Reb Miller's trick I was using to say, okay, Hashem, I want to thank you. I don't know if I'm grateful for that. I want to be grateful for it. I don't know if I'm feeling gratitude. And why not? I'm not in touch with it. Now, could be thinking about it. Begeder chitzonis mereres hapnimius will make me more grateful. I actually like asking myself before I bow, what am I grateful to Hashem for? What do I have gratitude? Gratitude is a very deep place. What am I grateful for? And I like asking myself, and then I don't mind. I don't care if 30 Shemona Esreis in a row, it's the same thing. But I want to tap in. I want to be grateful to Hashem for everything. It gives me a lot. But I think identifying what am I grateful. Do you know families that Friday night, Shabbos is a day to thank Hashem. There are families that go around the table and they have everybody say, it's a beautiful minhag. Say what you're grateful for. Now, typically, when you go, you could do this in your own home one day. It's a beautiful thing. Typically, people say Shabbos is a day. The song us Leviim sing on Shabbos is Tov L'Hodos L'Hashem. It's to thank Hashem. It's a day where a person is aware Hashem gives us everything we have, and a person is aware of that. When people go around the thank yous, typically kids say what they want to be grateful for. I want to offer the possibility, not what you want. What are you grateful for? It could be, if we were doing this in our family, I would pick something. If the matzah ball was wet, it wasn't dried out, that's probably be the most present thing. I really appreciate the matzah ball is wet. You know, the matzah ball is dried out. Matzah ball is exciting. A good matzah ball in the soup. And when it's wet and geschmack and tastes delicious, it's like your Shabbos is so nice. When it's dried, it's like shucks. It's a matzah ball, and it was. What's another name for a matzah ball? A knedel. A geschmack, a wet knedel. I would like to thank Hashem for the wet knedel. Now, somebody else could think like I had the wet knedel. Like, that's what I'm feeling right now. That's what I experience right now. I could ask what I want to be grateful, but I'm really grateful.
Soft? Is that what you mean?
Like soft. You know what I mean? Wet. That it's not dried out.
Oh,
it's not dried out.
Just get some water. I don't know.
If it's dried out, it doesn't work. If it's dried out or it's dry, you never had a hard knedel?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Rav Ezi is less megushim than Rav Ezi notices, please. I'm talking from here, Rav Ezi. Rav Ezi, what would Rav Ezi thank for? He would thank for that day there was like an early mincha. He's like still like excited, the minyan like when with different people. I'm happy for the knedel. Rav Ezi's happy that there was a mincha gedola, mamish in yeshiva. There were actually 10 people like answering and there and present. He didn't have to count svarim and people who were there before who will come later. So, but everybody has their things that they're grateful for. But we could actually lean into what we're grateful for in a real way. I want to express. I want. What? A lot of times there's a pressure. The thing we are grateful might be very small and minuscule. We think we have to say something fancier. Kids will say, I'm so happy, I'm the best mommy, you know, they'll say.
They're not grateful for that?
It's not not necessarily are in the space right now. I don't mind, I'm not critiquing them. They want to be grateful is good also. And they would be grateful and intellectually they're grateful, that's good too. But what you're feeling is cool. You get places now. You could, when you feel, you just get in there. You're like present. I want to express a gratitude that he's been here a lot this year, and this has been a different year of the staff working differently. And I want to say that I'm in a space with Yats, what you're doing this year in Yeshiva, and I want to express this in front of the guys to appreciate. It's different this year. And what you're doing and accomplishing is incredible. It's wild to me how many, we're holding months, we're holding very far in the year. We're holding far. This is not a cute thing. What he's organized and created is something that will be lasting. We have much, much, much more involvement of dorm counselors. Things are more spread out. There's more people connected doing. I'm watching like next door, their dorm counselors working. Yehuda was working with Michal. There's 2 dorm counselors sitting right now in Vermont. Yaakov Manila set up and prepared the food, that there's systems in place of people working together, very, very much together, and giving and arranging and setting up and doing it in an organized, thorough way. It's just very, very, very appreciated. It's game-changing for a yeshiva. A yeshiva, Baruch Hashem, the yeshiva has grown a lot from the days you were here. It's much bigger. It's not just number of guys in yeshiva. We today have alumni. The amount of people plugged into the yeshiva is staggering. There are things, I used to be able to be a kid asks, how come you don't come at night? I have weddings at night. I have responsibility on the phone and much more. Our community has grown. To say 100-fold is an understatement. Our community has grown. And there's just many more people leaning into the yeshiva that it's important the yeshiva can reach. But what Yatz has created, the Hashgacha of Hashem, as the yeshiva, our community has grown, that somebody's come in here to create an organization, to make it run smoother, and just give more opportunity to do is tremendously appreciated. So I want to thank Yatz for that. This is a world of connection, of honesty, and you've let it function and flourish. You've added something that will last. Bez Hashem will last here. So I really appreciate you being and appreciate what you brought here. Thank you, Yatz. Shlomo, let's do a nice song, L'Kavod Yatz. L'Kavod Yatz, let's do something nice. Then I want to share more in my Yechid.
Let's go.
Simon.
You can do while you don't have to. If he wants to do while, so do while. Dustin, what's the difference? I'm doing everything. Maybe let us know.
Is coming Shabbos?
Rob, you want a plastic cup, bro?
Why is plastic better?
People don't understand. You like
Is plastic better?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
This does? I never heard that. I never heard that. Pablo Rishon, I never heard that. L'chaim, l'chaim, l'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai. Enu melech haolam shakol niyeh b'dvarei. I want to do it. Yes, yes.
Nice snow. It's so numb. In a lot.
What was the truth to that?
I just don't mind the hard principle. That's even more in you. What would you know?
Some like that, some like it hard, clearly. I was saying my experience.
I hear.
He related. Yats, you related to the hard knedel? Who's this one?
You're modern Orthodox. Where are you? Have one? Hopefully.
Trip on some big yards ago. Talk to me. Oh, all over? Forget it. Yeah, forget it. All over? Forget it. So many platforms. Yeah, it's translated to French, Spanish. Well, we got the Spanish.
Which song are we thinking of now? I thought Zush you've been doing. Is that what it was? That's interesting. Two songs I want to Viatz. Both are hard on the voice though. Either to do Ufaratsta. Right. I like Ufaratsta. And the other one is the Zush you've been doing. What's it called? Kilishuasta. Yatz, you heard this Kilishuasta, the Zusha? That's nice.
You ready?
Let's go.
I didn't know. There's a bowl for There's a matzo.
Kilishuascha, Kividu kol hayam, umitzavim lecha, Tamid Yeshua. Kilishuascha, Kividu kol hayam, umitzavim lecha, Tamid Yeshua. Kilishuascha, Kivenu kol hayam, umitzavim lecha, Tamid Yeshua. Vayesamach David avdecha, Vayesamach David avdecha. Yes, Amach David Avdecha. Yes, Amach David Avdecha. Meheira Satz Miyam. Meheira Satz Miyam. Kivenu kol hayam, umitzavim lecha, Tamid Yeshua. Kilishuascha, Kivenu kol hayam, umitzavim lecha, Tamid Yeshua. Esamach David avdecha. Esamach David avdecha. Esamach David avdecha. Esamach David
Thank you, Shlomo. You can come play for Yehuda to sing something. Come, Michael. Right next to you. Come, Michael, come. I want to practice for tonight.
Oh, practice for tonight.
And nobody tell anybody this should be.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yehuda, come up. Come, Yehuda, come on.
Yes,
Just Yehuda's just a friend, just amongst us.
Mike with the shades on? Mike with the shades on.
Shades down. Shlomo, that was gorgeous.
Come on, dude.
You do it. You know about
There we go. There we go. That's
not that good. That's all you like.
I was thinking of just doing something simple like Tati Can you do Tati Can?
Do you know that?
I guess.
You'll do it together, please.
I'll sing along.
You'll do it together. They're just practicing for tonight, so if everybody can just keep it a secret.
Ooh, I was told to speak with you, Hashem. Maybe you can tell me who I am. I've been lost too long to know where I belong. In the end, I was out to you and take a hand. Oh, Tati, my king, Father, I plead, don't ever let go of me, never let go of me. I need you to realize that I'm lost in my life. To pick me up, help me stand, don't let go of my hand. Tati, my king, Father, I plead, don't ever let go of me, never let go of me. Oh, Tati, my king, oh, Father, I plead, don't ever let go of me, never let go of me. Oh, realize that I'm lost. Take me up, help me stand, don't let go. All I plead, don't ever let go of me, never let go.
Thank you, Michael.
Show me, so using it?
This is a brand new guitar?
Yeah, brand new.
Yehuda, did you play guitar also?
Is it Cuba Brummer here? You'll learn it. Did we see Cuba Brummer? Is it here?
Hold up.
I wanna talk about an aspect in this week's parsha as well. We're very much focused on connection, relationship, the sugyas of these parshas, the coming together of brothers. It says the pasuk in the Gemara in Ksubis. It says uleven shinayim mecholav. After we'll have second seder. It says that uleven shinayim, white teeth mecholav. It's talking about the chelik of Yehuda. And he's going to have such a good chelek. He's going to have reddened eyes from wine. There's going to be so much goodness there. He's going to have red eyes from wine. Uleven shinayim, and very white teeth, mechalav, from milk. There's going to be so much milk, he's going to have extremely white teeth from the milk. Comes the Gemara in Ksubas, and the Gemara in Ksubas says, Uleven shinayim echalav, white teeth from milk. Says the Gemara, white teeth is more important than milk. More important, the way we're going to white teeth means to smile at somebody. Uleven shinayim, white teeth mechalav is more important than milk. More important to smile at somebody than to feed them milk, which means people's emotional well-being is more important than their physical well-being. As much as you understand that your job is to supply physically to your children, to your wife, chalav, you have to supply milk. Uleven shinayim mechalav. White teeth is more important than milk. It's mivur and rishonim. Every man has to take care of his wife. He owes his wife to physically support his wife. She'era ksusa v'inasala yigara. She'era and ksusa are her physical needs. And a man owes his wife food and clothing. He signs a ksuba, and he's saying, I'm going to physically take care of you. Ainasa means intimacy. Included in intimacy means to emotionally take care of her. A man obligates himself to physically and emotionally take care of his spouse. He obligates. He promises in front of Edom. It's a quiet part of the chasna. It happens before the chuppah. It's not so loud. A young bacher goes to the wedding, won't know about this part of the wedding. But in the quiet part of the wedding, the guy in front of Edom obligates himself in front of witnesses. It's one of the main part and one of the holiest parts of the chasna is a man promises in front of witnesses. It's called the ksuba. And in the ksuba, the guy promises to physically and emotionally take care of a person. I will physically. How many men, husbands and fathers, I don't get it. I bring home food. I support my family. That's the physical needs of your family. You owe your wife and children, but you owe your wife. We're talking about your wife, the ksuba. A man owes his wife to emotionally care for somebody. And when you talk about the physical and emotional, everybody understands what it looks like when people have no physical needs, don't have their physical needs taken care of. Anybody can picture a yeshiva or a home that has no food. That's ridiculous. Is somebody emotionally taken care of? Is somebody taken care of? Is there emotional care? It's funny, people check out their sons' yeshivas. I wonder, I don't know how to do this. There should be like a rating. We send youngsters off to yeshivas. They don't have the love and the support from a mother and a father. Is there emotional care? Is a kid the well-being of a youngster? Is his emotional needs met there? Is the kid's 13 years old, 14, 15. You have to physically take care of somebody, and there's an emotional care for a person. Which is more important? Everybody understands. You don't have your physical needs. People die. People die when their emotional needs are not taken care of. Uleven shinayim mechalav. The Gemara in Ksuba says that a smile is more than milk. Means a person's emotional well-being is more important than their physical. It takes what means more important. It's probably more dangerous. A physical is like a survival instinct. A person in a certain way could get the chal of themselves. Uliven shinayim, the smile, the appreciation, the encouragement from another is less negotiable than the milk. Uliven shinayim, the smile is more important than the milk. So I wanted to express this aspect of emotionally caring for another person, and I wanted to say a specific thing about emotionally caring for another person. This has to do with friendships, and ultimately the most important friendship in marriage is make space for another person's feelings. Even when they're angry at you, make space for that. Make space. They're feeling something, to take the time to sit down. A guy in yeshiva described to me, I was like so moved, and the guys are so sophisticated emotionally, many guys. Not all the guys, many guys. A guy described to me was sad, and he said another guy sat with me for an hour in silence. I didn't say a word. He made room for my sadness. I was very touched. Two guys sat together, and the guy needed it. His friend just sat there, made room for us. He was sad, and he was down. Everybody's rushing and running and coming and going, and another guy slowed down and made a space for his friend's sadness. He was with him. He didn't try to answer it. He didn't try to cure it. He made a space for another's. Taking care of somebody's emotion is all part of the smile. It's part of Ainasa, it's part of the obligation that a man's going to be mechayiv himself to care for his wife, is making space for her emotions, making space for what she's feeling. Everybody's busy, everybody's running, people have busy lives. And it's hard enough to be present to what's going on inside ourselves. A healthy home. One day, Bez Hashem, every guy here will have a wife, will have children, to take the time in your busy life. People do homework with their children. That's wonderful. You sit down, you do the homework. Sit down with each child and make sure emotionally we are present to the world as best as we can be, being emotionally available and present to what's happening by them. A listening ear, and there's like space inside of us. I watch in yeshiva, people watch in yeshiva, a lot of guys speak to Morty. A lot of Bachim speak to him. He has space for the next person's feeling. There's like space for it. He's available for a guy to express and creates that there's a space for it. It's not about giving any answers and saying back and teaching and telling your child. Our kids will not open up to us or speak to us or be interested in speaking to us if we can't create space for what they're feeling. You come home, you're tired yourself, and your wife wants to share, to make space. She's frustrated, she's upset at something, that you're listening. You could ask the right question, that you're literally making a space for what's on her mind. This is not like an extra credit or this is the obligation of every person. It's more important than the money that you're obligated to bring home. So when a guy rolls, I don't get it, I support my wife. Equal and more important than the physical, than the money he brings home, is a leven shinaim, is the smile, is the validation, is the encouragement, is the space, the noticing of that person. All that is the smile. Two people who see each other and you smile at them, you are seeing what you're feeling. There's like a space for what you feel, to try to create that space. I want to express a pshat that I think is like Pasha pshat. The Mishnah in Avos says, Yebeischa pasuach l'rvacha. Your house should be wide open. It should be a spacious. I think people need very large homes. You need very spacious. Pasuach l'ravcha. It's like wide open. I want to express that a house should be a very large space with a lot of room. It means there's room for all the children in the home. We have busy lives. Somebody asked me today, I came in this morning, it just like hit me. Somebody asked, how you doing? And the person asked in a way like they really wanted to hear. And it was like funny. Every single person has a lot of sugyas in their life. When you're a married person, you have your sugya, your wife's sugya, each child's sugyas. How are you doing? Like, well, in my mind, the person like wanted to hear. I was like going through the different sugyas in my mind. Do I want to share any of them? Maybe, but he asked in a way like, how you doing? And he wanted to hear. We have many sugyas. Yebeischa pasuach l'rvacha needs a heart that's wide open too. That's open to the matzav of each person, to the situation, to what's going on, that there's space for you. You'll see in our own lives, we're all leading busy and lives with a lot on our plate. And to carve out the space, the time, the energy, that this can come in here also. I think increasingly we have hectic homes. Baruch Hashem, our families are large. I would say to make sure, I'm not discussing how big somebody, we should all have many, many children. You can't have more children than you have space for. I'm not trying to, we should have big families. Reb Yaakov Kamenetsky was very strong on people to space their children properly, to be careful. Reb Yaakov was strong. My father, Zatzal, pushed me towards this way. Reb Gissinger, Zatzal, push towards the big families, but making sure that we have space. He would say to space the children, that we could be present for each child and be focused and be attentive and make room, taka, in the home, not just for the physical child, but for their journeys, for their emotions, for every aspect. I'm sorry, Shlomo? Yeah. We're gonna have space. We're gonna Shloima's space. Shloima finds space. What do you say?
There's a way to know, like, out of space.
I don't say there's a way to know. I say that we have to be very attentive to our mishpacha as best as we can be. Leven shinayim mechalov. The emotional needs are more important than the physical. The physical needs are huge. Everybody understands that. Shlomo, we're talking to the person who has space for us all, Shlomo. You're my example of this, Shlomo. When guys open up, a guy will call me late at night. I've asked many a guy, please find Shlomo. And Shlomo has brilliant advice, and good advice has a place. But what much more is he has space. He has a heart that there's a willingness and an ability to make space for somebody and what they're feeling. So I wanted to share this with the Chevra because we're speaking about relationship and connection and unity. And this is a huge achrayus in relationship, that I make a space for the other person and the things they're feeling. This is something we could do for our roommates. We could really do for our roommates. Somebody sharing to like really have the ability to hear, to ask the question, to really carve out that space for what they're experiencing. You make your room a much, much bigger room. Wow, there's a lot of space in this room. There's space for and we could easily make it a very tight place where there's not much room. There's not much room. It's interesting. It says about Yerushalayim, there was a nace. Nobody ever said Sarli Amakim. It's too narrow. There was always space for people. Now, certainly that means physically. Yerushalayim like stretched, but of course, it means in the deepest sense there was room for people in Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim, which is a place of Nidche Yisrael Yechanes, here there's room for people. Nobody ever said Sarli Hamakim. I want Durham to be like the biggest space in the world, like such a large space. There's mamish space for us and our stuff. There's like really space. That there's really space. A guy's frustrated, he's this, and there's mamish the space. I think there's Shlomo and Mordcha, they're two of the builders of the yeshiva. You make this place humongous. This campus, because of you, Mordcha, is like a million miles big. Because you make space. There's like space for me, for other people. You make it very roomy, like really roomy. My dream, as Baruch Hashem, this is the main job of dorm counselors, is to make each dorm building much, much bigger. What Michal, Eliyahu, and Shimon have done downstairs in the Carlton, it's now like, the downstairs Carlton's probably like 14,000 miles long right now. Just a big space. It's like there's like room for the chevra. There's room for people, all different people. People are heard. People are seen. So I wanted to express this, that the dorm counselors do in the dorms, and challenge everybody here in your own life. Bez Hashem will all have homes to make space for another person, a person's emotional needs, and learning to care and take care and help another person emotionally as well as physically. This is the responsibility of marriage. For anybody to have a chasna and to sign a ksuba and mean it, it means that I'm going to do this. Sheiraksu savai nasa laigara. It's pashut that bichlal nasa is her emotional needs. It's dvarim pshutim. In the ksuba it says ano aikir, I'm going to respect my wife. That's bichlal nasa. Nasa means all her emotional needs. It's part of intimacy, as somebody is cared for and taken care and is comfortable and feels safe and feels seen. That's all part of Ainasa. Of course, to respect the person that doesn't know aschal of this without that. All these things come from a place of respecting a person, that you matter and your journey and all its pratim matter. That's the making an emotional space. Rabbi Silverman was speaking to a shir this morning about a topic that in the world of Hasidus was a huge, huge topic. I'm not going to go by Richos because I'm bringing out one point. A person's inner journey matters a lot. He was discussing, we're used to gullus as the external gullus, the oppressor, the one who's mean to us. We all of a sudden have a gullus in America where we don't see the oppressor. And he said equal to the external gullus is the internal gullus. And this is just true. This is the Ishbitzer was busy. Our own guys look at it in a yeshiva. You see like the shtark, the Rebbe in front, the shtark guy, and then people have like a lot of stuff in here. You have to like push that away to become him. Not in the world of Chasidus, not in the world of truth, not in the world of Pnimius. Our own inner struggle is part of the story of Galus and Gula. Our own inner world. When you make space for somebody's story, it's the emes, it's true, because their story really does matter. Your wife's frustration, and you make a space. A husband sits down and listens and creates a space. It's very tiring. If you're not used to feeling, it's very tiring.
Not used to
feeling, it's very tiring. I want to say on myself, who ignored my inner world a lot and was not used to, I can push hard and not sleep much during the week. I could push hard. I don't like to. I try to sleep plenty, but I could push hard and not sleep much during the week. I could push hard one week and not eat so much. I could do that. To feel, if I feel for like 2 minutes, I'm like tired for a month. I'm like drained. I can't move. I'm not used to it. But where you make a space, somebody's expressing, and every husband owes this to his wife, owes it. Every man to his children, this is what we do. We make a space. There's a sit down. There's a conversation. There's a listening. There's mamish a space. It could be for hours. There's a space for somebody going through something. It's not what you're answering, what you're advising, what you're saying. It's creating a space. That's all part of Leven Shinayim, the smile, the validation of another, the encouragement of another. Leven Shinayim Echalav, the smile that tells a person. I have a picture, and I'm going to close with this. There's a picture, and this is like making this. There's like one example, like of making a space for somebody. It's just a picture that I like drawing to the guys. I'm a terrible artist. It's the way Hashem made me. My son Moshe, I'm so proud, could draw beautiful pictures. By me, like I can't draw anything. But I like with words to draw a picture. I'm going to draw like a picture of emotional support, of just one picture. It's one scenario that I like drawing the picture of, the space for somebody. It's something that happened to one of my kids minus what I did. I'm going to make a picture, but of what a father could like make space for a child. My son Moshe, the whole yeshiva went to watch a Waterbury playoff basketball game. There were about 500 people in the gym. We got the gym. We couldn't get a gym. It was our home game. We didn't want to play in their gym because we couldn't bring in the whole school. We bussed in the entire school. So we bussed in the whole Waterbury. In the gym, there were over 500 people. A lot of alumni came. And it was a playoff game. We got to gym. Yaakov Coco, his uncle, who's an incredible guy, Remendi Coco, got me the gym. He got us pizza also. He was like incredibly nice to us. Got us the gym and food. Took care of us like crazy. Remendi Coco. You know Remendi Coco, right, Levi? Very special person. You know? Yeah, very good. You know him, Martzcha?
Famous league.
Guys played in this league as a famous league. He's Yaakov Coco's uncle. So he like wined and dined. He bought us pizza. Like he did not only did he give us the gym, it wasn't enough. He ordered pizza for the whole yeshiva, but he took good care of us and got us the gym. The gym Akiva is packed and raucous. And with 5 seconds left, it's a playoff game. Hootie's at the foul line. And he misses the first fine, but he has 2 free throws. And trying to remember the exact scenario, but I believe he had 2 free throws. If he hits them, we can go to overtime. If he misses it, we lose. If he misses the free throw, we lose. And the gym is just going bedlam. The people are screaming. There was like high anxiety, and our guys traveled from far, and our buses came late in the third quarter. We had a crazy traffic on the way. So guys had come out of a bus to see the last quarter and a half of the game. It's a playoff game. The gym is going nuts. And Hootie's at the free throw line for these 2 free throws. He hits, we go to overtime. He misses, we're out. And the pressure, there's like heavy pressure. Now, this is what happened. And this was going on, the tension. My wife doesn't follow sports. It was scary. It was like the gym, the tension in that gym. This all happened. This is the picture that this did not happen, but this is the picture. I want a father to be able to do this for a son, where the son looks over at his father and you lock eyes. And in that locking of eyes, he's at the film, the gym's going nuts. And the picture is a father looks at his son, and there's like a deep message. First of all, I believe in you, I love you. You hit or you miss, I'm your father, I'm your biggest fan. You're also crazy capable, you got it. You're okay, you know how to do this, you can. And you give over a sense of ability, a sense that if you miss it, you're fine too, I won't budge an inch. And a sense of ability and validation and capacity that a father and son lock eyes and they like nod and the son knows and then takes his free throws. The picture of a father really encouraging not just the physical needs of a child, the emotional bond of understanding each other, of being there. I'm with you, I get the pressure, I understand it. Mamish with you. That's all part Leben Shinayim Mechalov. What? Of course. Would I tell you the story if you missed? I'm not going to tell you that we lost in overtime. That I'm not going to do that part of the story. But he did. But really, I want this Leben Shinai Mechalov. I want guys here to get these things. I want guys here to understand relationships and the supplying for another. It's funny, Rav Aryeh allows the dorm counselors and gives them opportunity to take guys out to eat. And it's funny that it's something we've discussed. I've discussed with Rav Aryeh, I discussed this with Rabbi Brownstein. I don't want dorm counselors to think that you could just give things instead of relationship. Then you're falling to that parent. And a lot of why I wanted to cap what they give, because I don't want a guy to give things instead of themselves. Morty and I just discussed this. The spoiled child, typically, the child who's spoiled is not all the yeses he gets. It's the great no he gets. He doesn't get the father. I know myself when I'm busy, I tend to want to quickly take my son to 7-Eleven. Don't go there. You're giving things in lieu of the deepest thing he needs, the self. So even when we spoke about dorm councils, like giving stuff, that's great. You take the guys out. It's so nice. Don't be guilty of giving stuff instead of yourself. If that helps you give yourself, and together giving stuff is big. That's the chol of going out. Ricardo, I don't want to call going out or ladle a loaf as the chalav because that's fleshig, but going to Ricardo is the chalav, but spending time, seeing a person, noticing, talking to a person, relating is leven shinayim echalav, is the smile that we owe people, that we owe our loved ones. Leven shinayim echalav. The smile is more important than the milk. Ricardo is wonderful. You brought the guy skiing, that's wonderful. You're like that dad. If you only take him skiing and you can't give the smile, the conversation, the relationship, you're missing the main thing. Leven shinayim echalav. The smile's more important than the milk. So the whole reason we organize and people take people places to give the milk is important. The milk counts, but it's only to facilitate the leven shinayim, the smile. Be that guy. I ask every single person here with your own families one day. The beautiful thing of raising a mishpacha, be present, all of us, me and you, to be present, to supply the emotional and physical needs, to do a really good job of supplying the emotional and physical needs. I will caution guys here, if you don't make room for your own feelings, you won't make room for your children. You just won't. You won't even recognize. You make room for your own, and there's room. Make sure your house is a very big place, and there's like space in the family. Each kid's going through a story. My favorite time of week is Kiddush, and I sit there by Kiddush just looking around. Everybody has a story that they're coming with. In Yeshiva, the dining room by Kiddush is loud. We need a microphone. We need some heter to make it. Chas v'shalom, you're not allowed. There was some heterim, but we don't follow those heterim. But the room is like a buzz, and everybody, chas v'shalom, one cannot do a microphone on Shabbos, but in the room on Shabbos Kodesh, there's like a buzz, each person coming with their story. Yabeischa pasuach l'rvacha. Make sure your house is wide open with room for everybody's story. I thank the guys for listening. I thank Yats for being here. Have an excellent evening. Whoever is available, there will be, what time is it now, Shmuel? Second Seder 5:16. You can join Dave Ruse and Shmuel Jatkowitz to Seder. Second Seder 5:15. That we'll be learning Gemara. Tonight, there's going to be performances. Shlomo, what time are the performances? What? 9:30. Come to the performances, Chevra. Come to it. It's funny that it gives, you talk about Leven Shinayim, the opportunity for guys to perform and get up and shine and be celebrated and be heard. Leven Shinayim Michalov, come to the performances 9:30. Yehuda, we have a roster prepared.